Next in the triggering mechanisms of perception that we're looking at for Motori Gaiko is the positional elements. The positional elements just deal with primarily what's going on in terms of his hands and my hands. We're talking about the position of the hands in relation to each other, because that's the primary means of delivery of energy to each other. Yes, he can headbutt me, he can kick me, he can stomp on my foot, he can knee me, he can elbow me. Other parts of his body can deliver energy, but the highest degree of time with one human being dealing with another human being, the thing that does the damage right off the bat, whether a grab or a punch or a hand to the face or whatever else, a weapon in the hand, it's the hands in relation to each other that you have to deal with first and foremost. Once you've got that sorted out, the other elements you learn to pick up on. They become a little easier. But if you don't tune in to the relations in the positional relations of the hands, you're not sure what's going on. So the big issue right off the bat is, as you make encounter with him, are you outside? Are you inside? Are you some on both? So am I inside his hands? If I'm inside his hands right at the very beginning and we start moving, he can tell you he's at a big disadvantage because everything wants to collapse towards his face. If he's inside my hands, whoa, I got a big problem and I need to start dealing with that. If you're looking at it in terms also of who's on top, are my hands on top? Are his hands on top? Is it a mixed bag? That also is very critical stuff, because depending on how this set of relationships occurs, you're going to have a different set of mechanisms that will be useful to you in response. The final positional deal is much broader than just the hands, and it's dealing with, are you mainly dealing with the front of his body, or if you get extreme cases, are you dealing with the back of his body? But those positional elements are so obvious that you'd have to be blind not to notice. The subtler ones, dealing with the arms, the relationships of the hands and the arms to each other, pretty critical. Front and back, yeah, well, I'm on the side of him, I'm behind him, I'm in front of him. Okay, we got that. That's kind of kindergarten level. But once you start getting tangled up with each other in the hands, this gets very complex. I'm on the outside and I'm on top. Very different than if I was on the outside and underneath, he can tell you. If I wound up right here, I have a whole range of vulnerability as he steps, versus if I'm right here, and he has a whole range of vulnerability as he steps, right? So the positional elements start becoming really critical to monitor. And again, your subconscious learns to read these elements on the fly, automatically, and you need to get conscious of them just so much as to be able to tune in to, yeah, does this need to be sharpened? Do I need to pay a little more attention? Am I missing some of the elements in my perceptual game? Good, thank you.